Hello, this is Mr. Vincent reporting from our professional development day, where myself, Mr. Oli, and Mr. Tierney decided to throw together an extended essay website as kind of a one-stop shop for both supervisors and students to easily access the information that they so desire to write a successful extended essay. So this is the homepage. I'm not going to go through this in a ton of detail, just because to save yourselves time, you're welcome to peruse the site, and we're, of course, open and welcoming feedback. If you have any, you can report it to myself or Mr. Oli. So this is the homepage. We plan to have the key deadlines for both the 2019 and 2020 cohort, or whatever the grade 11 and grade 12 requirements are. These are not necessarily accurate at this time, but we will make sure that's updated for both the grade 11s and the grade 12s. So we decided to organize it easily by subject. So for example, we'll click on biology. Not necessarily the best subject, but it's the one at the top of the list. So you come to the biology site, and we didn't want to have everything here, but we basically wanted to give you access to probably one of the most important critical documents that you would require, either as a supervisor or as a student. So here's the subject guide, telling you exactly what you need to know to write a successful biology extended essay. And so you're welcome to just scroll through for the information you might be looking for, or you can click here, and this will give you the PDF, and you can just click here and download it to your computer if you'd like to have a copy. But you don't actually have to do that, because you can just go to the website and take a look. We also have the subject reports. So the EE examiners will have compiled a report about the feedback from the marking that they've done, telling you for all the different criterion, kind of what some of the trends are and what students should be aware of when they're writing their extended essays. So this is definitely worth checking out. And then we want to just have some easy access to exemplars at the bottom here. So these are a couple of sample papers that you can read. So you just click here. So here's a sample, An Improvising Brain. And you can read through this. It's, of course, 4,000 words, so we won't do that right now. But if you click here, you can download it and have access to it. And then you can click on the marks. So if you want to try and guess what kind of marks it got, and you click here. And for each of the criterion, it will tell you the mark that it was awarded. So it got a 5 out of 6 for criteria A, and it has some commentary in terms of why it received that mark. So very helpful for both supervisors and students to be able to actually read past papers and see how they were marked. So that's it for subjects. So whether you're writing a chemistry EE or a history EE or a visual arts EE, we've tried to streamline these and make them all the same. So you have access to the subject guide, subject report, and a copy of exemplars at the bottom. So I think that's pretty straightforward. And we've also added for reflections on ManageBack, because we know students are required to do 3 reflections. So if you're a student and let's say you were writing your second reflection, you're not sure exactly what to write, it says here, aim for about 100 words, and here are some of the things that you can write about. What have you accomplished so far? What obstacles have you faced? Is there an area that you need to research more? So excellent for learning about your reflections, and you can hit reflection 1, 2, and 3 in this section. Then we have resources. Again, want to keep this pretty streamlined, focus on just the major things you might be interested in. So this is the extended essay guide in its entirety, all 300 some pages. The grade descriptors, this is more for supervisors when they're going to mark your extended essay. A citing and referencing guide, which as students you should be interested in. So effective citing and referencing, because of course these are research essays. And again, this is 26 pages. My computer's a little bit slow. You, of course, will want to read this in its entirety on a Friday night, both for your educational learning and for entertainment value. The research process walks you through kind of the step-by-step, what you do when you're doing your research. We have an extended essay checklist. Criterion A, criterion B, criterion C, D, etc. So things you want to make sure that you have before you submit your extended essay. And this is the assessment criterion, which will be relevant to both supervisors and students. And finally, the last section is supervisors. So this is the supervision model, telling you need to have between 3 and 5 hours of meeting time with your supervisor. And we have the 3 stages, so stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, the Viva Voce and the RPPF. So again, if you click on these stages, it will just take you to a part of the website. So giving you a suggested timeline, what you should be focused on. And hey, I know that song. And here are some questions that you should be considering, topics to discuss with your supervisor. Sorry, Mr. Oli just came in the room and I rickrolled him, so I think he opened his computer, which was very satisfying. So again, if we click supervisors, let's say as the grade 12s are approaching their Viva Voce, they want to know what they need to do for that. So we have the waves because it's very serene because you're approaching the end of your extended essay. So it tells you what it is. Here's some bullet points for what your Viva Voce is. And here are some questions to ask for the Viva Voce. So if you're a supervisor, these are the things you can ask the student. And if you're a student, then these are things you want to be prepared to answer, as your supervisor may ask you about such things. And that's pretty much it. So that was the website we decided to put together. Again, we wanted this as a one-stop shop for both supervisors and students to get the most critical information they need to write an effective extended essay. So yeah, if you have any feedback on this, if there's anything that you think should be added, please let myself or Mr. Oli know. Thanks for watching and have a great weekend.